And what's the main thing that you feel like you should be able to sue them on the basis of?
The fact that they took my Second Amendment away from me. Not my Second Amendment, but my right to defend myself. They took my right to defend myself away from me because you had nothing to show you that I wasn't in danger. And you got me as the witness saying everything that you see on video and telling you that I'm in fear for my life from what you see happening on this video. Fear for my life can only, how can you tell me if I'm in fear for my life or not? And reasonable fear. This was reasonable fear. If you walk out the door and I reach into my pocket and say I'm about to shoot you, that's reasonable fear that you have. That is a reason to fear that your life is about to be taken from you. And that's what the law say. It was reasonable fear.
100%. So how long do you have to sit before the trial starts?
I waited 3 years.
And you just got it hanging over your head the whole time. Like, how are you spending your time while you're awaiting that?
Depressed as a mother. Some of my homeboy were telling me, man, you act like this shit ain't over your head. What, you ain't worried about this shit? But I guess I had got so stressed to the point where I just got numb to everything around me. Like, I'm in a basement smoking myself 9,000 blunts. I need the strongest weed I could find on God's earth. I'm drinking. I don't want to see nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, my brother, people like that is the only people I even want to conversate with and come around. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't even want to see nobody right now. Like, this shit got me fucked up, my whole life being played with. These people telling me second degree. And you know, in Louisiana, that shit carry life. You guaranteed to do life if you get charged with a second degree in Louisiana.
And you probably would have loved to just hop on social media and say exactly what happened to correct all the people who had up ideas about you, but I'm guessing that your lawyers told you not to do that, so you weren't really able to?
Let me make no statements. I couldn't really do a lot of interviews that I, you know what I'm saying, and make a lot of statements. Even when I did the Vlad interview, that shit was so strict on what I could talk about and what I couldn't talk about.
But that was after you had already beat it, right?
I did 2 of them with him. I did one after it happened, and then I did one with him after I beat it.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that you had done one before as well. Okay.
Yeah, me and Vlad been rocking.
Shout out Vlad.
Yeah.
Legend. But, okay, so how long did the trial last?
This shit lasted like 9-10 days.
Okay.
And I was in there on my birthday too.
And how confident were you?
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
I was, the only thing that'll make me confident is if I could sit with my lawyers for a long time and go over the facts and like keep drilling them in my head.
Yeah.
But I wasn't confident when it got closer and closer. Once I started sitting in that courtroom, seeing how I ain't got no control, I thought court was gonna be like, I was gonna get to go in here and talk and be like, this what happened. Nah, you gotta sit down and watch the state make up stories about you for a whole day.
Because you didn't have too much of a criminal record before this?
Nah, hell nah, I ain't had no criminal record.
Right.
My guns was legal and everything. Like,
you had like everything going for you that you could possibly want to have going for you in this kind of case.
Straight up.
It's pretty crazy.
Straight up. Like, but at the same time, that shit didn't matter. They wanted me. Like, that shit didn't matter, bro. I could have had God right there standing outside saying, this is what happened. Chris was in fear for his life. You know what they would have did? Took God ass to jail and me to jail. They would say, go in the cell with him.
On the basis of you having like mutual family, friends and everything, like how did that go in terms of like, I'm sure there was people who were angry at you and like you're probably having to see them.
Nah.
Was it not like that?
They all reached out to me.
They understood?
They made statements on my behalf
Really?
to my lawyers.
Wow. That's big.
Wasn't there other
They
witnesses?
said, Chris, you ain't never been no bully. You ain't never with nobody. You ain't never been, that ain't true. We just can't see this shit. Don't feel bad, Chris. This what his family telling me. Hold your head up. It's a up situation. We sad about our people, but Chris, we know you wasn't just out here wilding like that.
And so that all got said in court?
Hell no, this ain't get to make it to court.
Really?
They wouldn't let it in.
You thought that it would be able to make it?
They wouldn't let it in.
Really?
Because I paid investigator and everything to record the statements from the family members. They wouldn't let it in.
Wow. That's crazy.
Was there any witnesses at the gas station?
Yeah. He said everything I said.
You'd think that would be open and shut too, right?
He said everything I said, bro. He stood on the stand, said everything I said. He said, I walked in the store. He was telling them to step away from the car. I don't know what you got in your pocket. Take your hand away from your pocket. He said, when I walked out the store, the little guy was saying the same thing. He called me the little guy. He said, look how little the guy is. I would have been scared too. Look at how little he is. He doing this in court.
Yeah.
Wow. So how'd it feel when they read the verdict out?
Man, that was like a weight off my shoulder. That was a weight off my shoulder. I felt like I had my life back. The whole time this shit was going on, I just felt like one day these folks finna tell me, come on, let's go. And I'm gonna be writing letters to my people from now on. Like, I ain't have too much faith in that justice system.
Yeah.
But I won all 12 jurors. Ain't nobody say I was guilty. Everybody said not guilty.
Wow.
Came back with all 12 of them. So I couldn't do nothing but thank God. I broke down like a straight biatch. What? You want to see some tears, some crocodile tears? Oh, you two hard ass niggas. Yeah, I was crying.
Wow.
F***ing right, boy. I got my life back. I'm finna go play football with my son. Yeah.
Everything just felt completely different after that.
Yeah. My life don't belong to nobody else.
Wow.
I'm finna do all kind of shit tonight.
Walk us through that day. What'd you do that night?
Got drunk than a bitch till I couldn't f***ing see straight. Cause keep in mind, I couldn't drink on the ankle monitor either.
Really?
And they told me stop drinking, you can't do shit.
They can tell if you're drinking or?
I wasn't about to find out.
But you was smoking, right?
I was smoking.
Yeah. So how the f would they be able to tell you was drinking over the liquor?
I guess I'm told them I'm a fool on that liquor or something. I don't know, bro, but that was weird to me. Like, no drinking, what the
Yeah, that's crazy.
I wasn't no big drinker, but after that shit was over, bro, I got drunk as
Who did you actually feel like had your back or like stayed in communication with you or was solid throughout this whole thing?
My brother, my mama, my daddy, my old lady, my son.
So the rap friends are just kind of out the window.
Who?
I don't know.
Boosie supported me.
Okay.
Yeah.
His name.
Every time they asked him something, he was like, shit, Kane did what he was supposed to do.
Right.
So that's who supported me.
Boosie been through the fire. You know, he knows what it's like to
I
live through all
talked
this
to
type
a
of
few
shit.
rappers. I talked to a few rappers, and they was like talking to me like I was like a terrible person. Like, boy, you need to calm down. You wilding out there.
See, a lot of people just assume that. Like, it's,
Yeah, I'm like, what?
Cause
Yeah.
it's kind of like more likely for it to be some wild shit than for it to be some self-defense shit. I think that's how the cops think of it too. Is that it's like, yeah, maybe you're gonna be able to beat this on self-defense, but we think that 90% of the time it wasn't. So we're just gonna assume that it wasn't self-defense.
Right. And that's up. That's up.
Yeah.
And I don't understand how they think
When you
like
should
that, bro.
start from the presumption of innocence. That's what we taught our whole fucking life.
Nah, you guilty to proving innocent.
Yeah.
It's shit backwards.
What's the biggest takeaway you took from that situation?
Bruh, enjoy life. You know what I do now? Walk in the fucking backyard and just stand and look at the fucking trees, bruh. Cause all this shit was about to be taken from me. All the shit these cats value, all the shit these niggas value. I don't value none of this fool ass shit. I don't value none of these fake transformer body bitches. I don't value the motherfucking Cybertruck. I don't value none of that shit, bro.
Yeah.
It's life. Man, I really go to the football field and throw that ball with my son every other day until my fucking arm about to come out of socket. Like I'm valuing that shit. Even though I'm on the road, I'm doing music, I'm in the studio, but I'm thankful that when I go home, I got a home I can go to and I'm gonna be able to chill and not have to think about doing life in jail. Cause to go from living your motherfucking life, pulling up in whatever you wanna pull up in, to a mother telling you probably finna have to do life. I got people in my ear telling me, go on, take 10 years, Chris. They try to throw 40 at me like, you wanna jump on this?
See, that's what I was thinking. I was like, there had to be a plea deal offer at a certain point. And I've listened to interviews with a ton of people who got charged with murder and basically like tried to fight it and then ended up getting a crazy long sentence and ended up regretting that they didn't take the plea deal. Was that ever an option in your head?
No, it wasn't no plea on nothing. They could have told me 5 years. I would have told them, hell nah. Let's crank this bitch up and go to trial. That's just how confident I was in the fact that I was protecting myself. I ain't no stupid ass cat. I've been around firearms too long to know not to play with them. I ain't just out here looking to shoot nobody, no dumb shit like that. That's crazy, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the whole narrative of that is so dumb. Yeah, I've been a successful rapper for like 10, 15 years, and then I wanted to just kill a random dude in the parking lot at a gas station. Like, why the would anyone ever do that? It doesn't make any sense.
While I'm investing in businesses and all kind of shit.
Yeah.
And you know, one of the officers said, this motherfucker on a dispensary. We got to lock him back up and give him another $500,000 bond. Matter of fact, we're going to try to raise this one to $1 million. So my lawyer called me like, hey, they about to have a hearing. And they about to try to take the bond and give you a bigger bond. I'm like, they can do this shit?
Just because they didn't hear that you're making a lot of money?
Bro, I think it's this motherfucker started researching, and I had posts like when we was doing grand openings and shit like that. I think he really was researching because I heard them same officers was in tattoo shops talking about me. The tattoo artists come to my house and tell me like, these motherfuckers down here talking crazy.
Wow.
So like, that's how tied into my community I am though. Like, motherfuckers know I ain't been no bad person around there. So, you know, if they see some shit that need to be spoke on, they gonna let me know.